Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? Holla at your boy. This is your boy, Pastor Smell Good, coming back to you with another quality fragrance review here on my YouTube channel. I'm so glad to have you with me today. And for your content purposes today, I want to review one of my favorite designer scents of all time, and that is Dolce & Gabbana's Pour Homme. Go ahead and take a look at it right here. Beautiful box, beautiful bottle. The juice is beautiful, a good golden color. This particular review I'm going to be doing for you guys today is going to be of the original vintage formulation, not any of the reformulated, watered down trash that Dolce & Gabbana is pushing on the shelves now. Why would they do this to such a beautiful fragrance? I do not know. I do understand that there are fragrance note restriction laws. Certain ingredients can't be used anymore, but some way, somehow, they have to be able to maintain the integrity of the fragrances. So the reformulated bottles, they no longer have this sticker and they no longer have this particular box anymore. It's written in a plain silver font. The sticker is not there. It doesn't even look like this. It's just written plain Dolce & Gabbana with no box or border around it. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the juice because I know that's why you guys came to here, and I don't want to disappoint you today. Let's get into the scent. Dolce & Gabbana was crafted in 1995 by Max Gavari, and the fragrance has been classified as an aromatic fougere. So what that means is this fragrance is going to be very airy, and this fragrance is going to feature a prominent and present lavender note. Okay, so let's get into the notes. In Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, you're going to have a melange of citrus. You're going to have bergamot. You're going to get some lemon, and you're going to get some mandarin. Also, there's some lavender in there, along with clary sage and neroli, and even tarragon is listed. When you begin to creep into the mid of the fragrance is going to begin to feature some spice because you've got pepper, you've got some coriander, and you have some cinnamon as well. But also you get another dose of another dose of florals. And the next dose of florals you're going to get is some rose and geranium. The rose and the geranium done in this fragrance, it really reminds me of the way it's done in Versace Dreamer. Very, very light and airy. When you creep into the base, that's when the fragrance is going to begin to take on a little bit more of a warmth because you're going to get some amber, you're going to have some creamy sandalwood, and you're going to get another dose of florals again because you're going to have some iris in there. But you're also going to have some tonka bean and tobacco. And you know, guys, tobacco is one of my favorite notes in perfumery. Okay, so when you take all of those notes and you put them in a bottle and you call it Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, how does this fragrance develop on your skin? What does the fragrance do? Well, let's go ahead and get to work. From the initial blast that comes out of this fragrance, whenever I hit it against my skin, I get a very zesty zing of citrus. The bergamot, the lemon, and the mandarin orange, it's totally amped up in the opening. Listen, if you spray this in the dark, it will lighten up the whole room. That's how bright the citrus is. It makes me want to transport straight down to the Mediterranean. I mean, this is Italy in a bottle. Believe me, guys, this fragrance does it for you. But also with the citrus, you're going to get a very prominent, airy lavender note. You're going to get that lavender note in there. In the opening, I also do detect a very clean neroli and clary sage. Matter of fact, the neroli, it kind of reminds me of John Varvatos' Artisan Pure. It's just that clean. The clary sage and the neroli, it gives me a John Varvatos Artisan Pure type of vibe. And if you know anything about that fragrance, it is extremely clean. Listen, it's so clean, y'all. It smells like fresh laundry. I mean, it's really, really clean. Very, very beautiful. But the opening here and what I get there, it lasts me about 15 minutes, okay? I get about 15 minutes worth of that. But then when I creep into the mid of the fragrance, the zestiness of the citrus and the airiness of the florals, I honestly begin to get a spicy warmth. The cinnamon is present, the coriander is present, and so is the pepper. But also that spiciness, it gets tamed out by a beautiful rose and geranium note. The rose and the geranium, they stop the pepper from becoming too intense. It stops the cinnamon and the spice from becoming too intense. It rounds it out beautifully. And it reminds me of how the rose and the geranium is used in Versace Dreamer. If you know anything about that scent, it is very airy and very floral, and it's done beautifully there. The particular mid of the fragrance, that beautiful prominent rose and geranium playing together with the citruses, that lasts for maybe about 15 minutes. I get 15 minutes of all of that. But then when I begin to creep into the base, that's when the fragrance begins to take on more character. That's when the fragrance begins to get a little bit denser. Now, this is not a heavy fragrance, but this is a very solid, well-performing fragrance. And I believe the base notes have a lot to do with it. Because if you know anything about citrus normally does not last long when you deal with fragrance. Florals don't either unless they're severely amped up. So I believe that the weight of this fragrance comes in with the base notes that I detect on my skin. I definitely do detect the creaminess of the sandalwood. I do also detect a beautiful powdery, buttery iris that comes out of the base. So what I love about this fragrance, and I believe this is why it's classified as aromatic, because even in the opening, the mid, and the base, you're still getting a healthy serving of florals. I've heard some guys say, if you wear Dolce and Gabbana, be prepared to smell like a basket full of florals. Okay. I don't really agree with that, but I can see why some guys say that, because the floral note is present. It's just not extremely dominant. So also in the base, I begin to get some of that sweetness of the tonka bean. I begin to get some of that beautiful sweetness, resinous nature of the amber. Okay. I get that. But let me tell you what I really get in the base. I get a very dry but present tobacco. And if you know anything about Pastor Smell Good, one of my favorite notes in fragrance is tobacco. That's the reason why I like Dolce and Gabbana, the one, EDP, very prominent tobacco note. That's why I like Thierry Mugler's Pure Havane, very prominent tobacco note. That's also why I like Versace Dreamer, very prominent tobacco note. And Man-Made 1821 Sweet Tobacco Spirits, very prominent tobacco note. I am a fan of tobacco and fragrance. And when you get to the base of Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, you will get that tobacco playing very well with the sweeter elements of the amber, the creaminess of the sandalwood. It works together beautifully. So what do I get with Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme? I get a citrusy, floral tobacco, and it's done nice. This fragrance here, guys, I promise you, if you get your nose on the Reformulated and you test that out, it is a horrible representation of what this scent is. Horrible, horrible representation. And I don't want you guys to fall into that trap. If you can find a 2.5, 75 mil of this, I would spend $100 on that. If you can get the 4.2 like I'm holding, I would spend $160. Probably even $175 with a good conscience. This fragrance is absolutely worth it. This is something, guys, that is signature scent worthy. Those of you new to the fragrance community, what does signature scent worthy means? It means this can be the fragrance you're known by. This could be the fragrance you spray on every single day. I wouldn't wear this fragrance every day, year round, simply because when it gets cold, I don't like a bunch of citrus. I like more sweeter notes. So I have fragrances for that. But in lieu of performance, guys, this vintage formulation, it can be suitable for you in the cold. You can wear it. Okay. So since I'm talking about that, let's go ahead and get into the performance, because if you're going to spend an amount of money that's pretty significant on any fragrance, you need to know how it performs. Let's talk about projection. With Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme vintage formulation, guys, I'm getting about 2 hours of projection. And that's in the Louisiana humidity. If you guys live somewhere that's not as humid, it wouldn't shock me if you say you get 3 with this particular formulation. And if your skin's not dry. Okay. But anyway, let's move on. Longevity. How long does it last? I get a good work day. 8 hours. Okay. So this fragrance isn't beast mode, but I do think it's excellent. All right. What do I get in lieu of sillage? Pass by people, I get a scent trail of about 2 to 3 feet with this fragrance. Even in Louisiana, in the humidity. No lies, guys. Straight facts. Compliments. This fragrance here on my skin is a compliment monster and magnet. When I spray this fragrance on, I know somebody's going to compliment me. I'm confident. It's coming. There's not a single time I wear this fragrance and I'm not complimented. Matter of fact, I work with a young lady on my job. Every time I wear this, she says, "Ooh, Pastor, you smell like a dream." Not making it up. Went to Sam's one day after I left a formal event of some sort. I'm suited up, got my bow tie on, looking good, smelling good. Woman came from around the corner. She said, "Sir, you have got to tell me what that fragrance is you wearing." She say, "I'm going to get my husband something tonight. Just tell me what it is." I say, "Unfortunately, ma'am, this fragrance that I'm wearing, it's been discontinued in lieu of the original formulation." I said, "Now you can go get the stuff on the shelf now, but it's nothing like this." So if you want to get your hands on this, guys, you're going to have to hit up Amazon, eBay, or some type of fragrance group. You're not going to buy this in the store no more. It's gone. All right. What is the occasion for Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme? Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme, guys, is a fragrance that you can wear for any occasion. This fragrance will move with you. What do I mean by that? If you dress up, it'll come up with you. If you dress down, it'll go down with you. So this fragrance can be worn to church and it won't offend people. It can be worn to work. It won't offend people. You can wear this to the mayor's banquet. You can wear this to court. Hope you don't have to go. You guys, you can get married in this scent. That's the type of recommendation that I give to Dolce & Gabbana Pour Homme. Guys, I swear by this scent. I do. I'm serious. Every time I spray this fragrance, I wonder, why haven't I worn this in so long? Because it does just that kind of magic. Okay, so you can wear this anywhere. All right. Seasons, I restrict this fragrance to summer and spring. That's it. Summer and spring. I don't wear this fragrance in the fall. I don't wear it when the winter comes because, like I said earlier, I don't want to be citrusy during the cold. I like to be sweeter, heavier scents, gourmand scents that will fight through the cold in that particular season. Now, this is the thing about seasons, guys. I want you to listen to me about this. If you live in the South, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, Florida, you know we get 3 seasons in one day. Okay? Our weather is so bipolar and so all over the place. You listen, I wore this scent, what's today? Today is Thursday. I wore this scent Tuesday, and it's January. But guess what happened Tuesday? We had spring weather. So I put it on. So don't hold me too close to when I talk about seasons, because in Louisiana, we get multiple seasons in a particular day. So you just got to know your climate, know the temperature, and you will be all right. Okay, guys? I hope you guys enjoyed this video that I gave for you today, but I give Dolce & Gabbana 5 stars out of 5. I give this scent the highest recommendation. If you can get your hands on this scent, guys, get it and thank me later. Take care. You guys were absolutely wonderful, and thank you.